Hello, Westwood. Pastor Quinn here. I want to give just a couple of quick updates to you. First of all, just a reminder that we are back in person for worship, and that actually started this past Sunday, October 11th, but after the 2-week quarantine we had to go through, we are now back in person for worship. So if you can and you're comfortable to join us in person for worship, we'd love to have you at 9:30 or 11. And to that end, also just want to remind you of our protocols that we have in place to do our very best to be as safe as we can, considerate of others, and especially mindful of the fact that right now in Douglas County, COVID cases are up. So we want to continue to remain vigilant for our part in that. So that means, wearing masks when you come, keeping those masks on if you can, especially when we're singing together in worship. Keeping distance as you come and go, but also when you sit down in the worship center, we want to ask for 3 seats between households. And then, of course, be mindful of the cards on either side of the aisles in the worship center that tell you whether to sit in that seat or not during that row, whether you can sit in that row during that service or not. We rotate those between the 9:30 and 11. And then, of course, continuing to practice just general good hand sanitizing practices while we're touching common surfaces and all that. And this coming Sunday, we're actually going to be talking about another strange story from the Bible that has a lot to say to us during these strange times we find ourselves living in. And I think if ever there was a list compiled of strange stories in the Bible, this one would have to be near the top. It's the story of Balaam and the talking donkey. It's found in the Old Testament book of Numbers. And can you get a lot stranger than a donkey talking to a prophet and then basically carrying on as if that's no big deal? To be having a conversation, even an argument between a prophet and a donkey. But despite it being very strange, and it is strange, it really, I believe, has a lot to say to us, as so many of these biblical stories do, so rich and layered in their meaning, has a lot to say to us about our particular calling in this place and time to follow Christ faithfully. So I do hope you'll join us, whether it's in person or online. And one more thing, if you do join us in person, which again, we really hope you will, we know that in person is best whenever we can make that work. We want to ask that you come to the 11 o'clock rather than the 9:30 if you can, just because the 9:30 with Sunday school happening during the 9:30 hour is generally more full than the 11. And so if we can space folks out a little bit more, that does seem to help. So whether it's in person or online, we do hope that you'll join us for worship this coming Sunday at 9:30 or 11. And hope we have the chance to see you one way or another real soon. Until then, grace and peace.